Good morning, all of you. So, by taking this, after taking this poll, now we start our today's topic, that is the transpiration. So, it is the one of the important metabolic process that occurs in the plant. So, in today's lecture, we discuss about the what is the definition of transpiration and the related thing with the transpiration. So, in today's topic, we discuss about the definition of transpiration, what are the different types of transpiration, then structure of stomata and distribution, then mechanism of stomatal opening and closing, then theories associated with the stomatal movement, and the why transpiration is called as a necessary evil. And also, we, if the time is permitted, then we also take the what are the factors which affect the rate of transpiration and the guttation. Now, all of you know that the transpiration is a process of loss of water in the form of vapor from aerial living tissues of the plant is known as the transpiration. Okay, so transpiration is nothing but it is a loss of water in the form of vapor from the aerial living tissues of the plant is known as transpiration. So we know that the transpiration is the process of loss of water, but this loss they are in the form of vapor. Then it is we called as a transpiration. When when you can write the definition of transpiration, so we must include the word that is the vapor, because not only the loss but the whatever the loss of water they are in the form of vapor, because the mechanism of that is the whatever the water which are removed from the plant into the atmosphere, this is the main process, and this process they are occurs in the form of vapor. Then it is we called as a transpiration. Okay, and when you can choose the that is the liquid, then the whatever the loss of water in the form of liquid is not called as a transpiration. That process is called as a guttation. Okay, so guttation is different and transpiration is different. So when you can write the definition of transpiration, so it must include the word that is the vapor form. So loss of water from the aerial living tissues of the plant in the form of vapor. Okay, so this will be called as a transpiration. So the figure we are or image you are seeing in the screen, they indicate the how this water they are lost into the atmosphere. So in the absorption topic, we discuss about that plant maintain a negative water potential in a their their system. So this negative water potential is maintained in order to that is the what is we call as that is absorption of water is will be continued. So this negative water potential is maintained because it maintain the water balance in the plant. Okay, so main purpose of this transpiration, that is the water balance. Okay, and how this water balance they are maintained in the plant, this is because of this transpiration. So excess of water they are removed. Okay, so this excess of water is removed means that whatever the water which are excess in the plant beyond their limit, they are not required by the plant in their body. So that's why they are lost in the process of transpiration. And we know that there is a that what is we called as a absorption of water is process they are occurs from a root. And we know that in the passive absorption or in the ascent of sap, we study the most accepted theory of the ascent of sap is the transpiration pool theory or cohesion tension theory. And in this theory, the main that is we call it the principle or main force responsible for ascent of sap is the transpiration. Okay, and why this transpiration there occurs? Because whatever the water which are present in the leaves, they are removed from this leaf surface and into the atmosphere. And due to the loss of water, whatever the that tension which are created in this leaf xylem, they are transmitted toward the root. Okay, and then through this root there is a absorption of water where there is a that is we call as a xylem tissue is present. And in this xylem there is the water is they can be moved from the xylem toward the different parts of the plant. Okay, so in this particularly figure we only understand that in order to maintain the water balance in a plant, so the transpiration is necessary. So because of the transpiration, the whatever we called as a, that is the water balance in a that plant, they are maintained. And the whatever the that is we call as a water potential which are required to be maintained in the soil, which are required to be maintained in the stem, which are required to be maintained in the leaf, they are maintained because of this transpiration process. Okay, and because of this whatever the pressure which are developed in a root because of the absorption of water, that is we call as a root pressure, that is hydrostatic pressure. And this pressure is also responsible for to uplift the water of to different parts of the plant. In root pressure theory we see the what is the hypothesis of root pressure. So whatever it be the, whatever it may be hypothesis, but main thing is that in order to maintain the water balance and in order to maintain the process of absorption of water, so transpiration is necessary. So the transpiration is the loss of water from the aerial living tissues of the plant in the form of vapor is known as a transpiration. Then come to the next part of our that is the presentation is the or lecture is the types of transpiration. So we know that the particularly the leaf cell or leaf organ is responsible for the loss of water. But besides the leaves, there are also some other tissues they are also present in a plant. So from these tissues also there is a loss of water. Okay, what are these tissues and what are their types? So on that basis there is a types of transpiration. So there are mainly three types of transpiration: stomatal transpiration, cuticular transpiration, and lenticular transpiration. Okay, so stomatal transpiration means that this is 80 to 90% is the transpiration they are occurs through stomata. And this whatever the that stomata they are present in the leaves, particularly mostly they are present in the leaves and in upper epidermis and lower epidermis of the leaf cell. And there some of they are present in the fruit wall also. Okay, so the transpiration which are occurs through stomata is called as stomatal transpiration, or it is also called as foliar transpiration. Then second, that is the cuticle transpiration. So in a plant cell there is arrangement of cell. So before this epidermal layer there is a one layer, that layer is called as a cuticle layer. So from this layer also some of the water they are lost into the atmosphere. So these cuticle transpiration they are occurs, the occurrence of this cuticle transpiration is near about 3 to 9%. And this cuticle layer is also present in the leaves and in some of the stems of the some of the species. Then third type is called as a lenticular transpiration. So this lenticular transpiration particularly exists in some of the species, and this particularly they are very rarely occurrence in nature, near about 0.1%. And this lenticell or lenticular transpiration they are occurs through a lenticels which are present in the bark of woody plants or the woody tissues of these plant. And particularly and in some of the fruits these lenticel they are present. And particularly this lenticular transpiration their occurrence is very less, and therefore they are also not a significance for the loss of significant loss of water is not occurs through this lenticel. So out of these three, the most important is the that is the stomatal transpiration, that is 80 to 19% they are occurs through this stomata. Then this is the figure. From this figure, we understand the how the transpiration process they are occurs in a plant or in the particularly from the leaves. Okay, so this is the arrangement of cell in the leaves. So this layer, first one layer is called as cuticle layer. Okay, then this layer is called as upper epidermis. Okay, then this is a mesophyll cell. Then this is the mesophyll cell. Then next layer, that is the lower epidermis. This is the upper epidermis and this is the lower epidermis. And then also there is also presence of cuticle on the lower epidermis. Okay, so in the figure we found that there is no any occurrence of stomata on the upper epidermis. So there is a presence of this that is we called as opening. So this particularly opening is for the loss of water, and this opening is called as a stomata. Okay, so in the later slide we discuss about what is the structure and the physiology of stomata. So particularly this opening is called as a stomatal opening, and they are maximum this opening they are present on the lower side of the cell, leaf cell. And then there is a loss of water from this opening. And how this why they are what is the water which are present in the leaf cell, why they are moved outside this leaf cell through this opening. So we said they, this is the, that is from this there is a, here there is given is a low water vapor content and there is a high water vapor content. So means that inside the cell there is a higher amount of water vapor they are present, and in the outer side means outside the that plant cell, that is in the atmosphere, there is a low water vapor content. And as per the principle of diffusion, so we are, once again we can remind the definition of diffusion. Loss movement of the any particle, that is the solid, liquid and gaseous, from the region of its higher concentration to the region of its lower concentration. So as per this principle of diffusion, so whatever the water vapor which are present in maximum concentration in the leaf cell, they are moved outside this leaf cell into the atmosphere because of this diffusion pressure deficit. Okay, so there is a difference between this diffusion, so maximum to lower. So this water vapor they are lost into the atmosphere. Okay, and this is the actual process, that is the, because of low water vapor content in the atmosphere and high in the cell, so there is a loss of water from plant into the atmosphere. And here there is a one another relation is given, that is the, there is a high carbon dioxide content in the outer atmosphere and there is a low carbon dioxide content in the cell. So it indicate that when this opening when this stomata is open, so this, during this opening there is a loss of water from cell into the atmosphere. At the same time there is a entry of carbon dioxide into the cell. Okay, so there is a only opening that only the opening which are present in the plant cell through which the plant can absorb the carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, that is the stomata. So same time the carbon dioxide enter into the, that is the plant. And this is also because also diffusion also, because in the plant there is a low concentration of carbon dioxide but in the atmosphere there is a high concentration. So these, that carbon dioxide is moved from high concentration to the low concentration by the principle of diffusion. So at the time of transpiration there is a loss of water, and also there is also a sometime there is a same time there is also entry of carbon dioxide into the plant cell. Okay, and also there is a some example is some name is given here, that is the guard cell, that is the air boundary layer. So this is the stomatal pore. So this is actually the structure which are present. So through this pore there is all, actually there is a loss and actually there is entry of carbon dioxide. Then there is a leaf stomatal resistance. Okay, when there is a, that is the loss from this surface, then there is a resistance is from the leaf area, so it is called as leaf stomatal resistance. And also there is a air boundary layer. So before the loss of water from this stomata there is this resistance for this air boundary. Air boundary means that some of the air they are present in the vicinity of that cell or the vicinity of in the areas where the stomata is present. So these air boundaries also sometimes they are resist the loss of water. So means this air boundary layer resistance or boundary layer resistance also somehow they are affect the movement of this water vapor from leaf into the atmosphere. Okay, so this is the actual process which are occurs through the, that is the stomata. So why they are occurs means uh, there are two important point to be remember. One point is remember, that is because of difference in the vapor, water vapor in the cell and into the atmosphere. So in order to maintain that deficit, see, water will be lost from plant into the atmosphere. And secondly, that is the with the that is the loss of water, there is a entry of carbon dioxide into the plant cell. Okay, and this, because they are occurs because of the difference in the vapor pressure deficit, or there is a difference between the vapor concentration of the plant cell and vapor concentration of the atmosphere. Now this is the uh, that is the structure of stomata. So uh, this is a opening which are present in the, that is epidermal layer. So this epidermal cell, or that the cell which are present in the epidermis, they are modified into this cell that is called as a stomata. Okay, so the stomata, they are embedded in the that epidermal layer of the cell. And this particularly single stomata, they are having these different types of the parts. Okay, so the central part is called as a stoma. Then the stoma, the inner layer of the stoma is thick, and the outer layer of this stoma is thin. Then this is the, that is kidney shape. We're showing that this is the two kidney shape. So this two kidney shape is shape structure is called as a guard cell. Okay, so this particularly guard cell, they are plays a very important role for the loss of water from the stomata, because these guard cell, they are have a properties like the imbibition property, that is the when the any plant cell or any substance absorb the water, they are swell or they are become turgid. And due to turgidity, because of entry of water, they become turgid, and because of loss of water, they become flaccid. So like same activities performed by this guard cell, when the water is absorbed by this guard cell become turgid. And due to increase in turgidity of guard cell, the central open part, that is we call as a stoma, they become widely open, and the water vapor, they are lost from this stoma. Okay, and secondly, this is the closed structure. Okay, so this is the closed structure. Closed structure means that when there is a loss of water from this guard cell, means the guard cell become the flaccid. Okay, so opening and closing of stomata, they are depend upon a turgidity of guard cell. Okay, so stomata is open means that guard cell become turgid, and stomata is closed means this guard cell become flaccid. Okay, so turgid and flaccid of the guard cell, they control or regulate the opening and closing of stomata. Okay, so this is about the structure of stomata. And there is also presence of some other organs or organelles in the stoma, that is the nucleus, chloroplast. So this nucleus is for the multiplication purpose, and chloroplast is somehow they are performing the photosynthesis in the that epidermal layer or in the that cell. So that's why there is a presence of this chloroplast. So chloroplast, nucleus, and the stoma, these are the, and the guard cell, these are the important parts of the stomata. They are involved, particularly they play a very important role in the process of opening and closing of stomata, or opening and closing of the stomata. Then next we study the what is the actual mechanism of opening and closing of stomata. So this is the